your life is going to hell and you're doing this. And so once I confronted shamanically what I really did not want people to say about me, and once the you know what files came out, I was like, oh, that's the devil's work. Me and my oracle cards, whatever. So one of the silver linings of that whole thing, is that okay to say?
No, I love it. You're like, you're like, oh, what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
No. I never went to an island. Hi, I'm Kayleigh, and welcome to the Creator Spotlight, brought to you by Channel RVA. Something that I love about Richmond is that you never know what's going to be around the corner. You never know what event you're going to go to, who you're going to meet, the group that you're going to stumble upon. And I've been trying to say yes to things in my life, say this is something that attracts me. I don't know a ton about it, but I'm just going to dive in anyways. And recently I did that. I went to a healing Reiki circle. It was very cool. I did fall asleep in a room full of a bunch of other adults, and I thought that was something different that I'd never done before. But it really was a great moment to connect with other people, like in that silent space. And afterwards, when we all hung out, I met Ashley, our guest here today. And it was just really cool to have all these different types of people gather to do something healing for one another. I could immediately tell by your energy that you were very cool. And I found out, you have quite an extensive resume of very cool spiritual kind of stuff. I know I'm going to miss something, but Ashley told me that she was a mystic. She's also an ordained shamanic minister, an energy and yoga and Reiki practitioner, an addiction recovery mentor, and you take an interfaith approach to spirituality. And I just thought that was so very cool. I followed you online and I see that you are sharing this kind of stuff. And I love that too, because I think that I've worked in social media my whole career, and it's something that people can really see as like vapid, and that it's shallow, doesn't matter. What are you really sharing for? And when I saw what you were sharing and the content that I've watched of yours, I'm like, yes. I was looking up I think it's called Shekinah, the Hebrew spirit the other day, the divine feminine. I was like, yes, this is the kind of stuff I want on my feed. So I wanted you to come on this podcast and talk about sharing your mission in life and how you're doing that online, and then how you're doing that in reality, and how those things are kind of coming together. So welcome to the podcast, Ashley.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be with you today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And so I obviously went on a little bit about you, but please tell us more about yourself.
From which part?
Where to begin? Yeah,
okay,
right?
Where to begin? Well, my spiritual wounding led me here in a lot of ways. So maybe I'll start with that. So really privileged upbringing, amazing parents that are still together, and
awesome.
Thank you. And pretty early on, I had some traumas, and most, if not all of my trauma in this life is spiritual. So that's what really moved me to study what I've studied and continue to study. And that took the form of voices in my head were coming to get you in my room at night. And I really struggled when nobody could see. So my struggles were invisible. And my parents didn't know what to do with that. And I just felt like I had this whole inner attack every night that I didn't know what it was. And then I struggled with addiction and mental health things and codependency, a whole journey of the dark night of the soul. And that really propelled me to study the paranormal professionally, to study mysticism, to study energy medicine from the Americas. So shamanic energy medicine, Japanese energy medicine, which is Reiki, and to really understand what the hell happened to me and why didn't anybody understand what that was? Because for me, it was invisible. There was nothing that you could see that was going on. It was everything that was inside that I didn't understand. So I made it my mission to serve people from my own dark nights of the soul. So everything I have gone through, I knew was going to help me help people. And that's an interesting thing about my awareness as a young person. I always knew that my wounds were a setup to how I would help others. Like when I couldn't sleep in my room at night, I'll help children sleep in their room. I'll help people get over addiction. I'll help people get out of toxic relationships. So every pain I have felt, even to this day, of my relationship with organized religion and speaking about how there's other pathways. So the thread has been from pain to purpose for me.
That's amazing. And I think that that's something that other people definitely struggle with, where like they've had those invisible wounds and they don't really know how to like tap into that. But I think you see that so often too, is people kind of want to like help people where they need to be helped. Yes. So you've really made that into a reality for yourself. So what did that look like getting started, making that, making your mission your business? Because it's you are like an entrepreneur of sorts, but it's a very different type of, here are my services to you. So what did that look like getting started? Were you like, I'm just helping too many people and I need to make something official of this? Or like, what did that look like?
Yeah. So my father's an entrepreneur, and he always taught me since the very beginning, don't follow the crowd. So he trained me with an entrepreneurial spirit. Even before he became an entrepreneur, he sold insurance. And then at 40, he left and made his own business. So he trained me and my sister and I, be your own boss, be your own boss. Don't rely on anybody financially. So I had that entrepreneurial spirit within me, thanks to him. And yeah, I would say the turning point in terms of my purpose was finding yoga. So I, through divine grace, walked into a semester-long yoga course, enrolled in it. And I didn't need the PE credit. I had already taken modern dance. I was failing out of a community college. I was smoking pot all day, every day. I was in a relationship that I had invisible handcuffs to, felt like I couldn't leave. And I just walked up into Yoga 101, and little did I know that the whole everything was about to open for me, everything. And I am a very passionate person. I was very passionate about pot. I was very passionate about, the negative side of things. And I carried that passion over. So when I found yoga, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a yoga teacher. So the same year of finding yoga, I did my yoga certification, and I found this fire to pretty rapidly. I don't know if there's listeners here that love astrology, but maybe it's my rising Aries. We
do have very cool astrology stuff on Channel RBA. So plug in that right now.
Yes.
Astro people.
There you go. I love it.
I am one.
Yes. Oh, I would like to hear your chart too. So I was like, I'm going to be a yoga teacher. And I taught men's yoga, and I taught vinyasa and hatha, and I really stepped into that space. And I found the supernatural strength and peace to leave all the toxic stuff, because I couldn't help people if I was drowning, right? You can't, that's like they say in the airplane, you got to put your oxygen mask on first, people. And so I found my oxygen mask, and I found God through Hinduism. I found God through Eastern philosophy, and I was raised Southern Baptist. So that was, it never fit. The puzzle piece didn't fit there, but I found it through yoga philosophy. And that's what I was looking for, was my connection to the divine. So that's what gave me the courage and the strength and the healing to start to serve others. And it happened pretty fast, it feels like, once I found yoga and followed that path. And I officially started, my previous business name was Emerald Healing Arts, and that was in 2016. And I was doing Reiki for people. I was training in Reiki, and then did all the levels there, and then started training people in Reiki and training people to be yoga teachers. So I really just jumped into the teacher role. And it's funny because as a child, I was obsessed with the whiteboards and the little notebooks. So I knew that teaching was my destiny.
Like, I love writing on this thing. I want to write for the lessons for others.
I had many notebooks, and I had desks, anything that would connect me to the role of a teacher I wanted. And it's funny because, thank you. And Jane Goodall is an amazing example of a child who knows her purpose. She fell asleep in a chicken coop when she was like 4 years old. So children have this funny feeling of what they came here to do. And so I really stepped into that. And then, 2016, I started a business out of my apartment, and I had clients come and do their best with parking on the streets in Richmond. It's like, I just got my healing. And then, the city, that can be a thing. So it started with the Reiki business and doing workshops and yoga. And it's taken since then, 2016, all types of different iterations.
I mean, I'm sure that also has to do kind of where you're at and where kind of like the people that you're working with are. Does that ever happen to you as well? Like personal happenings or something that you've experienced when you're helping guide somebody through, whether it be Reiki or Reiki.
Like R-A-Y.
All right. Thank you.
Reiki.
Thank you for correcting
Absolutely.
me. Thank you. I just have I love spirituality, and like, it's so good to learn. And the fact that you were like so open about all of the different facets of it, I think that's like when spirituality is at its best, when you are thinking about all these different pathways. But back to my question, like when you're going along your personal path, or you're going along like a path with like a client, has that opened you up into like different types of practice?
Like the methodologies that I use?
Yeah, the methodologies, or like, have you ever been like, this type of energy healing is something that I want to get into more, or like, because something has ignited in your life or someone that you know's life?
Oh yeah, that's the whole story. That's exactly well put. I love that. Yeah, so it started with my love for energy medicine started with Reiki. And to me, Reiki is an energy like massage, like you clear your centers. And then a couple years into teaching that and doing a lot of sessions for people, I found shamanic energy medicine. And that was like a pop on the, it's like, are you in your body? Shamanism, from my understanding and training, there's many different kinds. It's very confronting. So it's like I started to train during 2020 online how to exorcise entities from people's bodies, and how and professionally learning how to do these paranormal arts. I've never said it like that, so that's interesting. But side note, I'm not healing anybody. That's really important to me. The spiritual ego is a real thing. Of thinking, somebody feels better than other people. So that's important just to plug in there. Everybody's healing themselves. But
like guidance, though, I feel like is definitely really important. I've had I've had therapists and I've had life coaches like in my like mental health journey. And what I have felt is that like, as much as therapy is amazing with like the coping of it all, the coach never told me what to do, but kind of guided me within myself to find those answers. And it kind of sounds like the shamanic approach is kind of similar in that way, that you're just kind of guiding yourself to look at the answers. I mean, that happens in therapy too, when you start doing like circle of why type exercise. Like, why do you feel like that? Let's get to the root of your issue.
I love how you just put that. And we call that shamanic tracking. So when was the first time you felt this way? And a big thing that's on the planet right now is soul loss, where people have traumatic experiences as a young child or a young person, and they fragment their psyche. And psychology looks at that too, with EMDR and lighting back up the parts of the brain to activate it and reconnect it and get it back in sync. But in shamanism, there's a whole body of work around helping somebody recover lost parts of their soul. And so that's really what I landed into. I did do a lot with clearing entities. I don't do so much with that anymore, just because I feel like I've completed a degree of that level of my work. So now I really am focused on one piece is helping women be their own authority and healing from the religious grip that so many of us feel like, let me follow something outside of me. And I could go on a whole thing about like the Gnostic Gospels and just like my interfaith studies in that direction. But to your question, absolutely, it's all guided by what people are experiencing. And there's a lot of common themes that I see with the people that I've helped.
And I think right now you're writing your thesis to become an ordained minister. So what's that journey been like?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, writing a thesis for anything, I mean, come on, but like, okay. And then interfaith ministry.
Yes.
Dang.
Yes.
Deep.
It's truly theology and theurgy. So theology is the study of God in an academic sense, and theurgy is God working, which is doing the meditative Gnostic practices. So gnosis means direct revelation. Like I channeled the truth from my own heart and soul, and this is how I'm walking in my life, which I call the mystic's path, the journey back to God, truth, and purpose in direct experience. So not externalizing what's right for you, but to me, the mystic, you ever heard of Rumi? Rumi is a Sufi.
Rumi says.
Rumi is a Sufi mystic. And he really expresses the mystic's heart, which is, I don't want to just learn what the divine is. I want to have an erotic, romantic, completely drunken in love relationship with the totality of the mystery. You can't know it. So the mystic's path is like, I'm not just reading, but I'm standing on the mountaintop, invoking love, doing what Christ did, practicing what the Buddha taught. So it is it's the practitioner of spirituality is the mystic. And I've redefined it in my own. So what I'm describing is an interfaith mystic, because mystics can live in religion too, right? You can have a Christian
I always
mystic.
love the mysticism of any faith. I think like when I get into faith studies, when there's like the mystic piece of it, I'm like, ooh,
really?
Now this stuff, that's just me. I'm like, this stuff is good. You know? Like I was raised Catholic. And so when I got into more of the like, a Mexican Catholic mysticism of it all, I was like, this is what's up. This feels like revelations unto people. Whereas like, couldn't really relate with some of the stuff that I had been taught when I was younger. So I feel like you have really gone on such a journey with all of those things. And seriously, going from Southern Baptist into where you are today. I mean, like, that just shows the power, though, of discovery, I think, that anybody can transform and kind of see themselves and see lessons in different things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And another piece of mysticism, this is a good example, I feel. I like experiment. So I'll, sit with Jesus for a week and I'll do these mystical experiences. And I shared with my friend, I'm really deepening my relationship with Jesus. And she says, oh, what books are you reading? And I said, I'm not reading any books. I'm inviting him into my living room.
Okay.
That's the mystic's path. It's direct. It's like I was reading about Western occult magic. Which is where
Jesus was sitting next to you?
Well, that's a side note. That would be awesome.
He was like, whoa, tell me about that.
Right? Combine the traditions. So Western occult is where a lot of our New Age teachings come from. And it's really just a mixing bag, but comes from that part of the world. And I was reading about the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. And I'm thinking, I'm a mystic. Let me stand up and do the practice and see what happens. Maybe I hate it. Maybe I love it. Maybe I open a door I need to close. So be careful which
the door.
Careful which doors you're opening, people, and come study with me if you want to learn how to really put boundaries in your energy field, because that is
how to open and close the door.
That is the core thing that I teach people. Truly,
is protecting their energy.
Absolutely.
I have done some of that kind of stuff too, and like if anybody's ever taken like an aura picture before too, and like they kind of do that as a gimmicky kind of thing now, but I think that there is like something real with that you can kind of get on like a baseline level, and putting your aura in and out. I think it's even for people who are not into spirituality, it's 100% something that anybody can feel. Even if they don't feel tapped into that. I mean, we all like have a moment of extroversion. The aura is out. We all have a moment of, I don't want to talk to anybody. The aura is in.
Very true.
So I think that, do you have a lot of people that come to you who are not super into their spirituality, or like people that find you online or in person that are like, this isn't something that I'm really tapped into, but I have discovered you now? Or do you mostly have people who are like, yes, I've been kind of vibing. I feel like right now I'm like, I've been kind of vibing with these concepts for a while.
Yes, I love that question. And when I worked in the field of recovery, it was more new. people.
Okay.
And when you work with new people, in my experience, you don't teach advanced topics. What I love and what I am destined for, because I feel it, is advanced topics. Deep energy healing, deep shadow work, going straight to the root of trauma. You don't do that with people coming right off the streets in recovery. That's actually why I left that field in the way that I was doing it, was because I was drained, not because I didn't love it. People say, oh, I know, like, I get why you left. It's so hard. I'm like, no, it's not. I loved it. I loved these people.
But like, it wasn't like clicking, because like your frequency is up here and they're kind of down here, and you're trying. But I think that happens though sometimes with, like, you know, any type of work.
Sure.
You know, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of like, my degree taught me to be more than this, or I'm more than doing spreadsheets all day. I think anybody can relate to that. I can do strategy. I do not need to be in a spreadsheet, you know, but that's all that they're being told to do.
Yes.
So,
and it kind of felt like it was kind of killing me a little bit. It sounds dramatic, but because it was only to how you said it, allowing like 1% of what I had to give. I had so much to give.
I mean, you uncovered like a large piece of your soul, it feels like. So like for you to have that out there in the open and not have it like resonating,
absolutely,
that feels challenging.
Yes.
So getting back to like the content creation of it all though, because I love this journey. When did you decide that you were going to start like sharing your spirituality on social media? Like, what was that for you? Was it business motivated? Were you like, I can really reach people? And like, what kind of intention do you take in the beginning and now?
I love that. That's a beautiful question. I remember the first video I ever did, and I was so nervous, and I was teaching. So yoga really gave me my teaching voice. It helped me step out. I was so nervous. I used to just totally freak out and not want to be in front of people. And so yoga really helped me with that voice. So the first video I took was probably teaching about energy and astrology, and my desire to teach is rooted in, I just have to, because I love to. It's larger than me. I know that I'm meant for it because time collapses and I just love it. So at the beginning it was, I want to connect with like-minded people. I want to serve. And I knew that I was here to build not even just like a ministry, but build a school for awakening, build something, not just put out teachings, but actually construct a sanctuary, a temple for people to enter into and be transformed. And then to now my intention behind it is, to reach the people. There's a couple different layers because there's different things that I do within the Winged Alchemy world. And one layer is to the people who don't fit the mold of organized religion, but they want God. They might not call it God. I don't care what you call it. You call it the Jiva Atman, the Buddha, the Purusha, the Christ. One thing to me. It's one thing. So for the people who are struggling and they're searching for that, the well that never runs dry, but they're using food and they're using substances and they're using relationships and they're starving inside for a place that only the divine can fill. I want to be the person that helps them build their own mystic's path relationship with the God of their own understanding, because they might not get it in church. And so I'm here to be like a bridge for the people who are looking for that.
I really loved what you said earlier about like the grip of religion, because I think that's for some people like the issue is that it feels like constrictive and like you want to be like, you have to be this one thing to be part of that faith community.
Absolutely.
And you're just like, it doesn't really do it for me. So you just like, so you kind of just opt out.
Yes.
You know? And then it's just kind of like this void that has happened. So I love that you approach it from that really like holistic and like just understanding.
Yeah.
Like removing all of like the beautiful advanced words, understanding that there is like more that people want.
Absolutely.
So I love that you share about that, because it's something that I have learned a lot from my short time following you. And that's been like very cool. And I know that you also put out a podcast. I downloaded your meditations, by the way, and I thought they were very beautiful.
I'm so glad.
I love a morning affirmation meditation. So I was like, ooh, now I have now I have a regular.
Yes. Oh, I love that, Kayleigh.
I usually will just look it up on TikTok and I listen to the girl be like, I love my life. I love my life while I do my yoga. And I'm like, I don't know what this spiritual practice of mine is. But what does that look like for you? Like recording that podcast? Like how do you come up with like your topics and like what do you record a bunch at a time? Like what does that process look like?
Totally. So there's the Spiritually Empowered podcast. And then I have Mystic Monday, which is my new joy. So I upload Mystic Monday into the podcast and I also put it in video form on YouTube.
Okay, nice.
So honestly, my first podcast episode was me at midnight sitting up against my bed. I love the real shit. I mean, this is amazing. I am all for this. And I got humble beginnings. So I sat up against my bed at midnight, just talking from my soul. And it grew. People enjoyed it. And I still do that. I literally ask God to take my voice. I did it before this. Take my voice, move through me. May this serve. I am an instrument. It's not coming from Ashley's will. In shamanism, it's called hollow bone, where you empty yourself. It's going to come through your filter regardless, because it's going to use my language and my stories.
It's still you,
Absolutely.
But yeah.
I lift it. Every time I press record, I pray. Speak through me. And that's my superpower, if I had one, is to give it up. I'm not there doing my structure. And I've actually been I've been more channeling and flow. And so I've been working with a business coach to get more structured, because my specialty is I could have a whole 2-hour class and plan nothing and just rock it for 2. I could teach just from the cusp. So I've been really learning how to add more structure. So I would say, number one, it's channeled. I ask, what do the people want to know? I also poll my community. What interests you? What do you guys want to know or learn about? So I do that. And I also, with the Mystics Path, come up with a monthly theme.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then I riff each week's teaching. It's an interfaith teaching, and I riff from the monthly theme. And I just sit and contemplate and pray, and it comes to me.
What are some of those like themes?
Ooh, so the theme for May is the journey from the wounded empath to the empowered mystic.
Okay.
So really what we're talking about, my journey and the overall themes for a sensitive soul who's struggled with addiction and these different things. I don't fit in. There's common themes to the person that I help and with me. And so how do you actually take all of that and turn it into your medicine? Because your wound is meant to become your medicine and your wisdom. So that's the May theme. And I just riff.
I mean, yeah, we've, as we create content in this studio too, we've also like talked about themes, and I was just like, we should just do stuff like money. You know what I mean? Super. There's like, there's a million things that you could say about that. Absolutely. So yeah, so I kind of love that you take that approach, because you seem also like a very creative type of soul as well. And like, yeah, I definitely resonate with that. Like, let's just like set a theme and then
go off,
feel what we feel around it. And like, that is when we'll create something great, because we're kind of like going to hit a flow about something that we care about, but with a little bit more focus.
Absolutely. 1,000%. And if you want people to enjoy what you're creating, the more fun you can have, the more it's going to work. Like that clicked for me. I was like, I'm just going to have fun, like straight up. And then, wow, that was the best one ever. Right? So have fun, people. And another thing, Kayleigh, which is a topic off of the social media content, is judgment. Especially when you're talking religion.
Too. And you know, any type of social media, you're going to look at your numbers too and be like, okay, well, this resonated with folks, so like maybe I'll go in a little bit deeper. I bet you could do something like that. Do you ever get like, you ever like piss people off when you say something about religion? You're like, I'm going to go deep on that. I'm going to go deeper.
Do I ever? You know, this holds people back from speaking up. And so I hope that this lights a fire under somebody to just say your message, because I was so afraid that people would say that I'm worshiping the devil.
Yeah.
Yoga's devil worship. You know, if I'm on there like, I created a ministry for people who want God beyond dogma. Go to Jesus. Your life is going to hell and you're doing this. And so once I confronted shamanically what I really did not want people to say about me, and asked myself, am I doing the devil's work? Yes or no? So I am a skeptic in the sense of I put those questions on myself lovingly. And so I actually did deep processing around that. And once the you-know-what files came out, I was like, oh, that's the devil's work. Me and my oracle cards, whatever. So one of the silver linings of that whole thing, is that okay to say?
No, I love it.
Okay,
you're like,
good.
You're like, oh, what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
No. I never went to an island.
It's very clear what the devil's work is. And me on my meditation pillow is not it. So try again.
I know you said yoga, and I was like, stretching? Stretching is demonic? Like tapping into your muscles?
Some Christians truly believe it. Truly.
Oh.
So there's
I love that you talk about all this stuff too with like such a like you just have such a respect too, and that's I think that is kind of like people get weird, like it's like don't talk about politics and don't talk about religion, and it's like these are inherent things in our lives, you know, but you speak about it in such a way that has such respect and understanding for all the different paths, and I think that is how you talk about things like politics and religion. Of course, we all feel differently.
Yes.
That's the whole game. And then that like how we play it is with respect and understanding how other people approach it.
That's beautiful.
The podcast you're watching is just one piece of something much bigger. Channel RVA is Richmond's independent media network, built by people who actually live and work right here in the 804, telling the stories the bigger networks skip. Go check out the rest of our original lineup and find a new local favorite.
I love what you said about have fun with it. That was also what I was going to ask. So for other people who are like, I want to share more of my spiritual journey online, or I want to kind of do these things that maybe feel like they're in my spirit. Yeah. But how do I share that online? What advice would you give them?
Yeah. First thing would be pray about it, because the ego can make us both very tiny, I'm nothing, and it can make us very big, I am everything, and I'm so it's the better than worse than thing. And I remember telling my friend who wanted to come out and start coaching and helping people, I looked at him lovingly. I said, it's not about you.
Yeah. What
if your message literally helps somebody like heal their life? Like we have that power to touch. If I touch literally one person, it's all worth it. And so we really have the power, not by teaching and preaching, although I love those things, but it's about your story. People want to see themselves in your story, especially with the AI and the fancy language. It's like, put weird punctuation marks, put 5 exclamation marks, like just riff from your heart. And the first thing I said was pray about it, because to me, that's the supernatural strength to put yourself out there in a world that's going to try and chew you up. We need something bigger than ourselves, I feel, whatever that is, to say, you know, what is the message that wants to come through me? What is wanting to be created through me? And then side note, you'll never feel fully ready. I would say, you know, you'll be on your deathbed. And so just move your feet. Do it messy, cry, scream, you know, it's like crawl across the finish line.
It's like part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I think that healing too, this is a, you know, maybe a cliche, but I don't think it's said enough. Like healing often feels like getting worse. Healing powerful. Often hurts, you know, like getting better is a really rough process. So it sounds like you have definitely like fully confronted that and kind of come out to the other side. And there may be still like those things that pull at you. Yeah. But you are able to have come so far to have a better understanding of when you confront things in your own life.
Yes, that's such a powerful word. And, you know, I feel the Buddha had doubts. Monks have thoughts. You know, there was this video online about a monk, like, do you have desires? And he was talking about, oh, creme brulee, eating creme brulee. And I'm thinking, everybody has stinking thinking.
The root of all suffering is creme brulee.
Yes. It's that thing he thinks about, right? Maybe it's approval. I feel like the Buddha still had these thoughts. And so that trip of the hierarchy of religious guru structures is that there are some people that just don't suffer with those things. And I would disagree. We all use the toilet. We all do that stuff. And so welcome to the party. Yeah. There is no person that I've met that has transcended self-doubt. But yeah, to your point, you just know how to work with it. You know what voice is speaking. It's likely the inner 3-year-old. So you know how to unblend, how to track and speak to the part of you that wants to be loved.
I love that. So how can people find you online, and how can we support you? Or if people were like really, there's something that you said really resonated with them on their spiritual journey, how do they find you?
Yes. Well, I love personal messages. My community is built on if you drop me a message, we're going to chat. It's going to be great. So my Instagram is Winged Alchemy, Winged Alchemy, just one word, no periods. We love it. Yes, that's exactly right. Winged Alchemy. My YouTube channel, which I'm really present on, is Mystic's Path Mystery School.
Okay, cool.
And my podcast is the Spiritually Empowered Podcast. And my website is wingedalchemy.net. But if you go to my Instagram, I have a link page with everything and that freebie you got, which is an amazing place for people to start if they want to work with their energy powers and stop taking on.
I was having
things.
some thoughts. It was probably really early this morning before we filmed this. And I was like, I want to go back to bed. And I was having some negative thoughts. And I was thinking about that PDF, and I was started having better. I was like, I am strong. I am all these things. And I was like, wow, I was literally, because I was having negative thoughts, and I was like, replace them with positive affirmations. And you definitely had that in that packet. And I thought that was I didn't know that I would take that into today. I was just doing my research, and I was like, this is cool. I'm going to listen to her meditation sometime. Yes. And then I was like, came to me in a moment when I needed it,
Yes. Yeah. That's it, in the mundane, in those moments. I love that. So in the freebie, there's a PDF training on commands. Mm-hmm. So how do you that's command what I'm talking power? About. And that's the power of our voice. Mm-hmm. We can use our voice to create or destroy. So that's a whole freebie I have in there, and it's all linked in my Instagram.
That's awesome. And then Ashley, is there anybody else or anything else going on in Richmond that you want to put on, that people you are working with, events you're doing, that you just want to plug, that other people should check out, or that we should have on the podcast here?
I love that. That's beautiful. I would say I have been working with Valerie at Unity.
Okay.
And that is near the Carillon. So there's the Unitarian,
it's so
Universalist,
beautiful.
And then, the Unity space. Mm-hmm. Valerie is amazing. They do amazing spiritual circles. And I've been hosting events there and have done a couple sermons for them.
And they're interfaith too, right?
They are.
Yes.
And they've got such a beautiful, they've got such a beautiful space. And I've got a group of friends, Jay Miles, Ala, Nick. There's people that are putting on this amazing retreat event thing. So I don't know if I can send you a few links that you can put in just to
put it in the description.
Share the good word. I think that's what comes to mind. And I'd be happy to, like I said, share those links and then send some ideas for you guys to bring more people in.
Totally.
Yay.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for sitting down with us. This has been such an interesting conversation. You, I think, do a lot of stuff that people long for spiritually. And I hope that anybody watching this can kind of take what they want to take away from it, check you out, and feel more empowered in themselves and how they want to go about their life and how they want to embrace their spirit. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the Creator Spotlight from Channel RVA. Don't just like and subscribe to our channel. Check out today's creator online too. And check out channelrva.com for everything Richmond. News, events, weather, restaurants. We've got it all. Thanks for being a part of our community.